What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Career Mode today. And just a pre-warning, if I do have any voice cracks in today's episode, I am losing my voice at the moment, so I apologize in advance if that is the case. But hopefully I'm going to get through this commentary without too many of them. Now, today's episode, we're going to be playing the start of Season 3 with our Hamburg side. If you didn't watch the last episode, go back and check out that one before you watch this one. Otherwise, it won't make a whole lot of sense. So we played the Champions League final. Of course, if you've not already clicked off the video, do it now because I'm about to spoil that result. We won it. We absolutely demolished Tottenham in extra time and was able to crown ourselves champions of Europe. Now, of course, that's great and everything. Wasn't expecting that. But hey, listen, it is what it is. Since then, we're into the transfer window. And I originally said at the end of that episode that I potentially was going to look to leave Hamburg and go somewhere else. But then I got into the season. I decided against that. Firstly, because the money that Hamburg gave me was very generous. And I looked at it and thought, I don't really need to go anywhere else. You guys have given me a nice amount of money. But secondly, because I thought about the pre-contract signings we had, I thought about the young players at the squad. I just generally speaking didn't want to leave straight away. And although this might be the last season, I just feel like, although we have won the Champions League and we have won the Bundesliga last year, I still have a little bit of unfinished business with the side. I still want to get a few players up to scratch and playing. So I decided to stick it out. We were given about £50 million to spend with Hamburg, as you can see right here, dipping into the transfer market to try and make the first signing of the window as well. Initially, I was trying to get rid of Rebic because he just doesn't have a future here now at Hamburg. So I went to Leicester City and asked them about Riyad Mahrez to see if we could acquire his signature. And to my surprise, they wouldn't accept Rebic, but they would accept a deal of £28 million for the Algerian winger. Very, very surprising indeed. He can play a number of positions, cam, right mid, left mid. So when I was looking at this transfer, I was more just thinking to myself, I've not actually used him in career mode this year, so why not try him out this time around? We had to offer him a bit of a hefty contract to join us, but that's understandable. He is one of the better players of world football, and so if you want to attract those types of talent, you've got to pay the big bucks, including the transfer fee. So £28 million spent already on our first signing of the window, which was, of course, Riyad Mahrez. I then went in to look at the likes of Ruben Neves, one of the suggested players way back from Season 1 of this save. And again, another one of the players that if you want to get, you're going to have to pay the big bucks, unfortunately. So I originally went in. I can't remember how much I actually offered them straight up, but eventually we agreed on a £21 million deal, and he was on about £60,000 a week. So already 2 transfers made, £49 million spent on 2 players, Mahrez and Ruben Neves, both joining the club. Of course, Neves is an 81 rated CDM. On the other side of that, though, it was actually a £28 million for Mahrez, who's 84 rated. So 2 very good players, but I needed another player. I looked at my right backs and I was like, Sakai, Diekmeyer, both only 74 overall. That's got to improve. So Odriozola was the man we looked at, but I didn't have a lot of money left. So I tried to offer a swap deal with Rebic again. They came back and said they weren't interested in that. So I dipped into my team and was like, who can I sell? And we sold a few players on. We eventually got rid of Ekdal, rid of Holtby, Alan Halilovic. An offer came in from Red Bull Leipzig for him. I was quite surprised about this, actually. And I realised that as we were continuing forward, that the reason they came in for him was because they'd lost both Bruma and Marco Reus. Oh, sorry, they'd lost Bruma and Castello during the window and brought in Reus and Halilovic now because we agreed on a £24 million deal. So yeah, they lost 2 players of similar calibre and they tried to replace them, and that's what they did through Halilovic and Marco Reus, bringing in for replacements to Bruma and Castello. I've probably butchered his name again. I'm going to stop saying it now. But there is the message we were waiting for. Ekdal sold, Lewis Holtby sold. So that's a nice bit of extra cash coming in, about £12 million for the 2 of those combined. You add that to Alan Halilovic's transfer fee. If he does go through to Leipzig, it means that we have enough to buy Odriozola without even having to offer a swap deal. So I went back in for the right back, and eventually, after some negotiating, let's call it, with Valencia, we eventually agreed on a £28 million fee. So the same as Riyad Mahrez's fee, but this guy's going to cost us significantly less in the wages, only on £30,000 a week currently at Valencia. Crucial first-team player, 5-year contract. Of course, we're not going to be here for those full 5 years, but it's nice to have him regardless. As I said, on a lower contract than what Riyad Mahrez was on. It's just about getting players in, really. So 3 transfers already made, 3 major outgoings as well in the form of Ekdal, Holtby and Halilovic. And Mahrez, Ruben Neves and Odriozola, of course, all coming in to the club. So they will play this first game here alongside the new signing Angel Correa, pre-contract player, of course. And also Jordan Lukaku at left-back, another pre-contract player. So last year I spoke about the fact needing to strengthen the full-backs. We've done that this season. Odriozola coming in, Jordan Lukaku coming in. and I'm pretty happy to say the least. I mean, look at this. Very, very young side as I'm going through it here, just to show you. There isn't a player in our team that's actually over the age of 30 now, so that's quite a young team to have. And if we are to replicate the successes of last season, we're going to have to use these players effectively pretty much. So I was actually really happy that Odriozola actually signed, because he's one of the more effective players in the game. He normally goes to a big side. So when I saw him at Valencia, I was quite surprised. I'm not going to lie to you guys. And availability, he was there for me to take, so I did. Manole, unfortunately, picked up a 5-week injury, so he won't start the season. I have also switched around some player numbers. Manole's got number 10 after Halilovic has left the club. So he's going to have big boots to fill, as if he already hasn't filled them. So yeah, that 5-week injury to him meant that Mahrez started as the cam today. That was the reason I brought him in. And also, we put Alphonso Davies out on the left. But I've got to admit to you guys, I'm not sure if Alphonso Davies does have a future at the club. I'm a little bit concerned that he might not be quite good enough for what this team is going and how we're going forward. So we'll see if he can cut it out. We'll see how he's going to play in the earlier part of the season. He won't be leaving in this window, but if he does leave, it will be in January, and it will be for big bucks, hopefully. But we took on Leverkusen regardless in one of the first games of the season. It was a cup, a Super Cup, which I believe is the Bundesliga winners taking on the team that win the Deutsche Pokal. And so it was us taking on Leverkusen, who must have won that competition. And we actually took the lead. Feet up, continuing his goal-scoring triumphs by scoring in this one as well. A really nicely worked goal, actually. I think the cross came in on the left-hand side from Jordan Lukaku. It was headed back across from Angel Correa, and Arp just basically volleyed it home to make it 1-0. But I've got to admit, Bernd Leno, not the greatest goalkeeping in the world. You can see it from that angle there. He should have done a little bit better with that one. I've got to say that. You've got to be harsh when you need to be harsh, and that's the case. So Bernd Leno, although he's not totally at fault for the goal, I feel should have done a bit more as a goalkeeper to try and stop that one going in. And then with 49 minutes on the clock, Ruben Neves, who started the game as well, of course, no Bentancur in that midfield, found Angel Correa after some really nice passing play, a back heel to Odriozola, back inside towards Correa. He dribbled it in towards the box and fired his driven shot into the bottom corner. And although you could argue again, Leno's got to do better, it's a really, really good finish, this one. You'll see it from the other angle in a moment. The ability that he has to be able to put that ball right where he wants it, in that bottom corner, it's quality from Angel Correa, and that's all you can say. That's why I picked him up on a free. I mean, that is a world-class finish, and he is going to score bags of goals, hopefully, for us. Maybe he mishits it ever so slightly, but the ambition and the intent was there to go to that corner, so he did it, so I can't complain. 2-0 up in the game, outplaying Leverkusen as we were, and again, we found another chance down the left. Alphonso Davies cutting back towards Mahrez, the shot blocked by Jedvaj, and probably won't score an easier goal this season as the ball deflected. Leno, no man's land, jumped to try and save, I think it was Mahrez's initial shot. It's a bit of a theatrical dive, I'm not going to lie, because that was a little bit too far than he needed to go. He ended up diving so far that he dived out of the goal limits. And so just tapped home to make it 3-0. So 2 for Arp, 1 for Correa. A very, very good result, this one. And we absolutely destroyed Bayer Leverkusen before the Bundesliga season has even begun. Meaning, we've got our hands on our first piece of silverware already in the series. Not too bad if I do say so myself. So there is the full-time whistle. 3-0 win. Angel Correa on the score sheet. You can see the boys didn't really celebrate because of the fact that we knew this is a long season and this is only the beginning. So if we're going to get ahead of ourselves and start going crazy about a Super Cup win, then we have to take a look at ourselves, really, don't we? Because we've still got long to go. Got to try and secure another Bundesliga title. Got to try and do as much as we can in the Champions League. If we won that with the side last year, then what is this side going to do, you know? If we played as well as we did in that competition last year, with this team, we're going to have a walk in the park, pretty much, I feel like. This is one of the best sides that I could possibly have had within the limits that we've had here at Hamburg. Because, remember, this is only Season 3. You argue the case that in Season 1 we had Andy Carroll playing for us. You fast forward to Season 3, no more than maybe a year and a bit ahead, and now we'll have just a quality side littered all around. So as much as we can celebrate this cup win, yes, it's great and everything. As I said to you guys, this is only the beginning for Season 3, and we'll look to build on this one. But guys, make sure, if you're not already subscribed, you hit that subscribe button down below, because we are only 11 days away from FIFA 19 coming out and you having your first FIFA 19 video on the channel. So if you're not already subscribed, that is down below. Click that button and join the channel, and you'll be able to see when the first FIFA 19 video comes out. If you want to be the first to watch it, hit the notification bell, and that way you will not miss the upload. But today I actually had our first game with my team that I've been coaching and helping out with, and so obviously that was great to see that. Didn't really go to plan, but you know, there's a long season to go. We'll work on stuff, and it was just kind of good for me to be able to see it. It's a learning curve, I guess you could say. Obviously, for people who don't know, I've just finished my level 1 coaching course and I'm moving on to level 2 shortly. I will go through this in a video to come. But yeah, it was kind of a learning curve, and we'll see how it's going to go this season. But regardless, guys, thank you so much for watching this episode. As you're seeing, I'm going to end it off by showing you the transfer business that's been done. I know as well that you guys are excited for this upcoming season, so I won't disappoint you guys. Another video out tomorrow for you all to enjoy. Other than that, though, that's it from me for today, and I'll catch you all again from 4 PM tomorrow with another upload. As I said earlier, if you're not already subscribed, it is down below. Hit the notification bell if you want to see the next episode in the series as soon as possible. Until then, though, enjoy the rest of your weekend, guys, and I'll catch you all soon. Adios.